Hello there, welcome back to tutorials from the Solidworks. Today we will continue our the sketch techniques and we will learn today how to create a rectangle in the Solidworks. So let's open the new file, select the part environment here and select OK. So as usual, let's define our the measurement units here. The right corner, just select this zone and let's go on with our tutorial. So as usual, let's define any plane for the sketch. So I will select this front plane and select the sketch. And today we will talk about this function. It's called the rectangle. How to create the rectangle? We have the 5 options to create the rectangle. So let's see the step by step all of them. So first one is the corner rectangle, or we can say the creation of the rectangle by the 2 points. So here I selected this corner rectangle and I will start to draw my rectangle. So I will select my first point of my rectangle and drag by the mouse to create by the second point. Maybe here you can go to the downward, or you can go to the left side or right side to any point to create the second point of the rectangle, which will be the diagonal of the rectangle. So select here the next point to see the result. So this is our rectangle, and since we are still in the active of the rectangle command, so we can again create the new rectangles. So also we can here see that these icons, that is the black in the inside of the green circle in the green. So this represents this side of the rectangle is the vertical, and this one is the horizontal. The same way here, vertical and horizontal. So this is the very helpful function for the case of the creating of the rectangle. So this is the first option of the creating the rectangle. Also, you can go here this icon, the close the dialog in order to just exit from the rectangle, or just press the escape. There is as usual the two options. I will select this one. So the rectangle is created. Also, then let's see again the other options with the rectangle creation. The same with the corner. If you see here, we have the two options. For example, the add the construction lines and add dimension. For the beginning, let's see that this one. I activated this one at the dimension and start to create my rectangle by the 2 points. That's first point and second point. You see, in this case, since I am activated this option at that dimension, my rectangle directly represents with the dimension the horizontal and vertical dimension. So if you activated this one, the second option at the constructed line, you will be obtain the two options. That is, you can obtain the rectangle with the construction lines from the cell corners or from the midpoint. By default, it is selected from the corners. So let's create the rectangle. In this case, we are still in this option with the corner rectangle, and we will create the rectangle. In this case, with the construction line from the corners. Also here at the dimension is also activated, since we want to create a rectangle with the dimension. So I will create here my rectangle, and you see this kind of rectangle is created since with the dimensions corner rectangle. Also we have here the construction lines from the corner. So this represents construction line. So also we can create the rectangle here, the second option, with the construction line from the midpoint. Let's see this result. So here I will create my rectangle like this. In this case, you see the construction line is created from the midpoint of the side. So it is the several options how to create the rectangle. In the case of the corner rectangle, you can here play with any options. You can disactivate this one and disactivate this one, or activate this one and play with this one or this one. So it depends on you how to create your rectangle. So you see the several options. Also here you can, as usual, you can convert your the creation rectangle for the construction as well. You see it is the converted to the construction line. So you can create the same that for the construction, or you can create rectangle for the construction. Let's see this one. So you can here select this one. So it is the for the construction the same here, because I activated here the for the construction option. So you can just close this one and see the result here the for the construction. This is not the for the construction. So this is the first option, how to create the rectangle, the corner rectangle by the 2 points. Now let's see the other options. So go here the rectangle function and go here the next is the center rectangle. In this case you will create the rectangle by the again the 2 point, but starting from the center. In this case here the by default it is already activated. In this case I would activate this option, that is the construction line, in the form of this kind of rectangle, and you will just need to select this option or this option for the construction. By default it is selected from the corner, so I will start to create my rectangle from the center, and you see the center point is created, and you will drag your the mouse and go up or down. So in this case to create the rectangle, so here it is automatically created rectangle with the construction line in the form of the corners. Also you can create such kind of rectangle with the construction from the midpoint. So I will select the center point, drag the mouse and up or down. So in this case this kind of form of the rectangle is created. Also you can activate here these options as well. You can directly add the dimension for the rectangle. That means that represents the dimensions. In this case, I activated this one, and you can choose any option here. It is already selected this one, and if you draw your rectangle, for example, in this point, you see the dimensions is automatically represented in this form, since here this one is activated. So these two options of the rectangles, that basically that is the user this one corner rectangle and this center point rectangle, is basically use the rectangles to draw in this kind of form. It means that in the 0 degrees in the horizontal dimension, in the horizontal plane. So for example, if you would like to create the rectangle some with the angles with some inclinations, so we will have the other options to create rectangle, like here the with the 3 points. Let's select these 3 points. When you select that rectangle of the options, also you will have these options that we have seen so far. Let's activate this one. That is the add dimensions option. Then you can create with the construction. In this case, it is not automatically selected. You will be chooses. You will be option to choose the or create the construction line in the form of this one, and you can directly convert your rectangle for the constructed line. So this is the user to create rectangle with some angles and with the 3 points. So here select the first point, and you can drag your mouse horizontally or vertically to select the second point. You see up and down or horizontally left to right, or you can create the second point with some inclinations. You see it is showing the inclinations. So press the second point and you can drag the mouse again to represent the third point, to specify the third point. So select this point. So you see that this rectangle, inclined rectangle, is created. In this case, that I created without any options like the add dimensions or some constructed line. Now let's see to create such a rectangle with this option. For example, let's start with the add dimension. The same way, you will select the first point, and you can specify the second point as you want, as a horizontal line like this, or vertical line like this, or some inclined line like this, and select the second point and third point. In this case, you see the dimension is represented. Here, the same way, if you activate here the add constructed lines, and you will be directed to the two options to select the two options from the corners as usual, or from the midpoints. By default, it is from the corner. So let's see these options. So here, select the first point, incline at second point, and the third point. You see this rectangle is created with the construct line, which is from the center, this one, and as well as with the dimension. And let's see the next option from the midpoint. So first point, in this case, we will go in this direction, and this one. So this is the rectangle created with the constructed line with the midpoint. So this is the next option, that is the third option, how to create the rectangle. In the basically, this form is used to create the rectangle in the some angles, so on. And the same way, there is the next option of the creating rectangle. It is also the 3 points, but in this case, it is starting point is the center point. Since it is the starting point, is center point, as well as there is when you select this type of the rectangle. In this case, here you see a constructed line is automatically by default will be activated, and you have to select any option to create the rectangle from the corner or from the midpoint. And here there will be the option to create the rectangle with the dimension or without dimension. It depends on you, but here you have to select any option, so it is automatically defined. Let's see for the beginning the first option from the corner. So here you will select the center point, and you will go to the second point, dragging your the mouse. You can go by the inclination with the angle, or as usual the horizontal or vertical line to create your the rectangle. So let's create with some angle as the second point, and if you drag your the mouse, you will create the third point and create your the rectangle with the construction line starting from the center. This is the first option. As usual, you can activate the dimension, and let's see the second option from the midpoint, and select the center point, second point, drag your mouse and go to the third point to see the result. Here you see the constructed line is created from the midpoint of the side of the rectangle, and directly it represents it is the dimension. So you can just close the dialog. So this is the rectangle, several options. Now we have the last option to create the rectangle. Here is the parallelogram. So you can also create the parallelogram using this option with the 3 points. Go here. You see it is automatically selected. There is also the same option. You can add dimension directly. I deactivated it. You can create with some construction lines with the same, with the corners or with the points. Let's see for the beginning the first option without any constructed line. So in this case, we have to select the 3 points. So I will zoom a little bit here. So this is my first point I selected, and you can go to create a second point horizontal line like this. You can create a vertical line or with some inclination. So you will have the several options. Let's see with the horizontal. So second point, and you will go to create a second, the third point, and you will obtain your the parallelogram. So in this way, you can go on this side, or you can go to the downward or downward to this side to create your the parallelogram. So it depends on you how to you generate your parallelogram and move your the mouse. I will select this point. So And this is the first option, how to create the parallelogram. In this case, I did not activate this option, so let's see the also the by activation of this option. The first one is add dimension. So I will create again the same parallelogram by the 3 points, and in this case you see the directly it is representing, it is the dimensions. So here let's see the with the construction. So from the corners and try to create the parallelogram with the same. So you see there is the construction lines while creating this parallelogram, or you can create the construction line from the midpoint with the same manner. So you can create such a system. So in this case, you see the parallelogram is created with the construction line is starting from the center point. I mean the midpoint of the our side. So this is the all the options how to create the rectangle. So in the 5 manner. So from the corners rectangle, from the 2 points, the 2 points from the center, from the 3 points and the 3 points from the center, and as well as 3 points the parallelogram. So you can create any type of the rectangle, the desired rectangle according to the sketch. So this is the how to create the simple the sketch, I mean the rectangle in the Solidworks. Thank you very much for the attendance, and see you on the next tutorials.